Why do men lose interest even when you do everything right? I'll reveal the surprising reason why overcompensating pushes him away and what to do instead.
If your man is losing interest in you, if you've been on a few dates and all of a sudden he's ghosting you, if you're in a committed relationship and you feel like the spark is slowly diffusing and he's not putting any more effort into you, if you are married since 20 years and he's not putting any more energy into you, also not sleeping with each other anymore, maybe you sleep in separate bedrooms, whatever it is, listen to my advice, okay? Because I've been working with hundreds of women over the last few years. Listen, not ever, not once did I see a woman save her relationship, her marriage, or get the attention from a man back by doing things for him, by folding his laundry for his business trip, by all of a sudden putting together a 10-step skincare routine because he's only using a 3-in-1 shoulder shampoo and literally dries his skin off with a dirty rag he found on the floor, by all of a sudden cooking him the 4-course meal, always being readily available at 6 p.m., always sitting next to her phone, reaching out first, initiating phone calls, waiting for him to reach back out to her, plan something. When you as a woman overcompensate because you can feel him slipping through your fingers, you can feel him sort of distancing and pulling away from you, the more you do for him, the more he will distance himself from you. It's like a constant push and pull. If he further runs from you, don't come his way. If he wants distance, if he wants space, if he doesn't feel the spark with you, put all of this energy right back into you and stop doing so much for him by cooking and cleaning and presenting him with all these beautiful things and trying to prove your worth and value to him. Trust me, take it from somebody who's been working with so many women, and every single time they tried winning him back over, trying to seduce him, walking around the house with lingerie, sexting him all the time, reaching out first, planning dinner dates because he doesn't, the man would run for the hills even further. And he will usually cheat on them or break up with them and run away with another woman who never lifted a single finger for them. And then they book in a call with me, and then they enter my masterclass or my community and they ask me, but Anna, why is that? And I tell them exactly like I'm going to tell you right now. If you do things for him, you can't win him back. He will only run further, okay? Like and comment for part 2 because I'm running out of time, but I will give you a solution what to do instead. Much love. Also click the link in my bio for my Spotify exclusive podcast, Be Smart, Play Dumb. Don't miss out. And also we've got a huge 24-hour flash sale on, which is currently on my website for all of my courses, masterclass, one-on-one coaching, and coaching packages. Woo! This is unedited. This is one take, one edit. Damn, no wonder I've got a podcast.
Men start to disrespect and lose attraction for a woman, not when she submits to him, but when she submits to him, when he disrespects her, when he is unkind to her, when he is bad to her, when he abuses her. As it shows desperation from a woman's side, no value and no self-respect, and no respect for your own virtues and your own beliefs. And when you don't respect yourself, he doesn't respect you either.
I don't care what you guys say, this is a subtle sign that he is an asshole and that you should immediately run. This one's petty, but I swear it's true. If you send him a photo of you where you're like looking nice and a nice photo for him, and you send it over and he responds with only emojis, no words, or even worse, if no emojis, no words, and he just likes it or loves it, puts a heart on it, that is a sure sign he's a low effort man who doesn't deserve you. I don't care. I believe it. I stand by this. Every single guy that has done this to me has turned out to be an asshole and not worth my time.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Black Tea Podcast. Today we're diving even deeper into a crucial topic, understanding your value as a woman in relationships. As conservative Christian women, it's so important to approach relationships not just with our hearts, but also with wisdom, discernment, and a firm understanding of our inherent worth. This worth isn't defined by fleeting emotions or societal pressures, but is deeply rooted in our faith and our identity as daughters of God. I've observed a concerning trend, even within our Christian circles. There's this subtle, sometimes not so subtle message that a man's desire for you is the ultimate validation. But I want to emphasize, with all the conviction I can muster, that desire and genuine value are not interchangeable. A man might be physically attracted to you, shower you with initial attention, or even express a longing to be with you. However, this initial want doesn't automatically translate into him recognizing your inherent worth as a person, your spiritual depth, or his readiness to commit to a God-centered, respectful, and lasting relationship. We, as women, must be able to discern this critical difference, for settling for mere want can lead down a path of heartbreak, emotional manipulation, and a significantly diminished sense of self-worth. It can leave you feeling used, unappreciated, and further away from the fulfilling relationship that God intends for you. We need to be grounded in the truth of our value, which comes from Him, before we even consider entering into a serious relationship. So, the crucial question then becomes, how can you, as a discerning Christian woman, truly know if a man genuinely values you beyond just expressing a superficial desire? Here are some key indicators that I've been reflecting on, drawing from both my personal experiences, the wisdom I've gleaned from the sources, and, most importantly, the unchanging truth of God's Word. Consistency is the foundation of trust. A man who genuinely values you will demonstrate consistency in his words, actions, and behavior over time. He won't just make promises, he'll diligently follow through on them, building a solid foundation of trust. This consistency extends to all areas of the relationship, from keeping his word to being reliable in times of need. Do not make excuses for inconsistent behavior, chalking it up to him being busy or stressed. Instead, pay close attention to patterns, as these reveal his true character and level of commitment. Don't fall into the trap of thinking you can change him or mold him into the man you desire. Active listening and respectful communication. A man who values you will make a conscious effort to listen attentively to your thoughts, feelings, and opinions, even when they differ from his own. He won't dismiss your concerns, constantly interrupt you, or make you feel as though you're a nuisance or your voice doesn't matter. In a healthy, Christ-centered relationship, both partners feel genuinely heard, understood, and respected for their individual perspectives. He will create a safe space where you can express yourself openly and honestly, without fear of judgment or ridicule. Nurturing the relationship as a sacred garden. It's not solely about extravagant displays of affection or grand sweeping gestures. It's about the consistent, everyday effort to nurture the bond between you, tending to it like a sacred garden. He will show genuine appreciation for the things you do, both big and small, and will express gratitude for your presence in his life. He'll offer sincere affirmations, verbally acknowledging your strengths and qualities, and will make it abundantly clear that he feels blessed and fortunate to have you as his partner. Respecting boundaries as an act of love. A man who truly values you will unfailingly respect your boundaries, both physical and emotional. He won't pressure you into engaging in any activity or conversation that makes you feel uncomfortable or compromises your values. He'll honor your need for personal space, both physically and emotionally, and will never attempt to manipulate or control you. He will respect your no and understand that it is a complete sentence. Rejecting disrespect as a poisonous influence. Some of the most glaring signs of not being valued in a relationship include actions like cheating, blatant disrespect, emotional manipulation, and deliberate isolation. Do not attempt to rationalize or minimize these red flags. Instead, recognize them for what they are, warning signs that this relationship is not aligned with God's plan for your life. Have the courage to walk away from situations and people who diminish your worth and compromise your well-being. Now, I feel it's necessary to address a topic that has gained significant traction in contemporary discussions about relationships, one that demands a careful, discerning perspective. There's a lot of talk circulating about feminine energy, and the notion that mastering it will somehow magically cause men to chase you and become obsessed. While I wholeheartedly agree that cultivating a gentle, nurturing, and supportive spirit is an admirable quality, especially for Christian women, seeking to reflect the love and grace of Christ, we must exercise extreme caution so that it doesn't devolve into a manipulative tactic. The goal shouldn't be to strategically deploy feminine energy to control or manipulate a man's behavior, but to become the woman God has uniquely called you to be, radiating his unconditional love, demonstrating grace, and establishing healthy boundaries that protect your heart and spirit. As women, according to the sources, our value comes from more intangible qualities, such as how we make our man feel, uplift him, and support him. Are you building him up with your words? Are you someone he can confide in and trust implicitly? Our primary focus should always be on aligning ourselves with God's will, cultivating inner strength, and seeking personal growth through prayer, studying the scriptures, and engaging in meaningful service. When you genuinely embody these Christ-like qualities, you will naturally attract men who appreciate and value you for the entirety of who you are, your heart, mind, and spirit, not merely for what you can offer them or how well you perform. Some prescribed notion of feminine energy. Ladies, I want to be unequivocally clear about something. You are inherently valuable in the eyes of God. Your worth is not contingent upon your relationship status, your physical appearance, or your accomplishments. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone, least of all to a man who is blind to the incredible gift that you are. If a man consistently fails to see your value, if he treats you with disrespect, or if he consistently prioritizes his own needs and desires above yours, that is undeniably his profound loss, not a reflection of your inadequacy. Have the courage to walk away from relationships that diminish your spirit and seek out someone who genuinely cherishes you for the remarkable woman that you are. Unwavering knowledge of your worth. Possess an unshakable understanding of what you bring to the table in any relationship. Your unwavering faith, your strong moral character, your unique talents and abilities, and your capacity for unconditional love. Refuse to settle for anything less than a relationship that honors your worth and allows you to flourish as the woman God created you to be. Unapologetically, high standards. Don't be afraid to set your standards exceptionally high, not in a superficial or materialistic sense, but in terms of character, mutual respect, shared values rooted in faith, and an unwavering commitment to building a Christ-centered partnership. Prioritizing yourself as an act of self-love. Make a conscious decision to prioritize your own well-being, physical, emotional, mental, and, most importantly, spiritual. And actively pursue personal growth independent of any romantic relationship. Fill your life with purpose, passion, and joy, engaging in activities that bring you closer to God and allow you to use your gifts to serve others. Ultimately, dear sisters, our true and enduring value originates from God alone. We are fearfully and wonderfully made in His perfect image, each of us possessing unique gifts and talents meant to be used for His glory. When we are firmly grounded in the knowledge of our worth in Christ, we will never settle for anything less than a relationship that honors Him in every way and cherishes us as the precious daughters He has created us to be. That's all the time we have for today's episode. I sincerely hope that this discussion has encouraged you to thoughtfully reflect on your relationships and to embrace a deeper understanding of your true value as a woman of God. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Black Tea Podcast for more faith-filled conversations. And please share your thoughts in the comments below. What qualities do you value most in a relationship? Until our next steeping session, remain steadfast in your faith and keep steeping.